Good afternoon. All right, let's get this started. Welcome. I see Shipwreck redeeming first. You are very much the first today for real. Twiglet, hey, welcome. Twiglet, it's good you're here. We are looking right now at the ship on which we have Kefri Bezos. Close to first next time. You have to work real hard to beat Shipwreck. He claims that even if he isn't first. It's weird. Alright, so yeah, we, as the stream title indicates, are in very much desperate need of funding. It's not that we don't have funding, it's more that we need a whole lot more in order to progress any further at any significant rate in our space exploration. So if we look here, there it is. Yeah, we have... Every time I mouse over something else, it's lost again. There we go. We have 650,000 Spaceos. Young Kefri's hair is inspiring. Yes, it is. What an icon. What a hero. But we need at least 1 million more than that in order to upgrade the Research and Technology Center. And we have to do that before we can unlock more of the tech tree that we need. Kerbal 2 comes out soon, hopefully. They've been working on it a while, and it's supposedly going to come out sometime this year. I'm okay with them taking their time and doing it right, so I would be fine if it came out maybe next summer or something, but yeah, it's in progress and eagerly anticipated by us Kerbal players, so yeah, look at that. This is a good view here. Now that the sun is really out, I'm not even going to get a screenshot. That's just too good. You know me and my screenshots. So, before we send Kefri back to the surface, though, we do have some other Kerbals in orbit, and I'm going to hold off, at least for now, in rescuing them. Those aren't the most lucrative things that we could do. Let's take a look at the Space Center. Let's see what contracts are being offered to us. Oh, thank you, Shipwreck. Boop, there it goes. It's gone. All right, so let's take a look. There are some good contracts available. First, what we have active, of course, some rescue missions. This one is still here because we haven't sent him back to the base cam is still off. Oh, let me click that. It's not doing anything. It's not working. Maybe if I clean up my office, I'll do something like that. We'll see. But yeah, so we have several rescue contracts in progress. This is the one that we need to send home, Kefri Bezos. The other ones I'm keeping there in case they are redeemed by viewers to rename those. Science data from space around Moho. I went ahead and picked that up because it gave us a small advance, and then once our Moho mission gets there, all we have to do is send some space data, some science data home during the flyby, or hopefully orbit and landing, and we get a pretty sizable chunk of funding and a little bit of bonus science. This one we've had for a long time, and the thing is, the only thing we have incomplete is return to Kerbin from orbit of Minmus. And we've kind of done that. The problem is we haven't returned in the same ship that we sent there. And that's what it is insisting on. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll send something to land or send some supplies. Maybe we'll send a rover and then bring that ship back. That could do it. And then we'd get a nice chunk of cash and a bonus bit of science as well. So that would be very well worth doing. Hop on, I'll take you there. Well, let's see, what's available? Okay, so some of these we can't exactly do yet. Simple scan with a rover arm of a Duna meteorite. We'd have to send a... I translated for you, Shipwreck. I read it as Hop. We'd have to actually send a mission to the surface. So... Oh no, it's 404. No, it's 204. I don't know where you're at. It's 204. This one, though, I think we're going to take this one. Position a satellite into a geostationary network around Kerbin. So this one, again, it's the same tier as those others, so it offers similar rewards. We get a small advance, a nice chunk of money, and some science when we accomplish it, and it shouldn't be too bad. So here are the requirements. We need to make a new satellite. It needs an antenna and a solar panel. And we have a specific orbit that we need to reach, and it has to be directly above, I'm not sure how Kerbals pronounce that, Euman or Oyman? Oyman's butt. So, and here are the science experiments. We need an accelerometer, a mystery goo, and the Science Junior module. So we can probably do that. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that, and we have 5 years in which to complete it. It won't take 5 years. Here's something we can recover from orbit of Kerbin. That is going to be more expensive than it looks because that is going to require spending a lot of fuel, and we can't really afford a lot of refueling missions right now. Satellite in orbit of Duna, no. These ones are pretty silly. Test the Wolfhound engine on an escape trajectory out of Kerbin. Some of the stock contracts are just a little bit weird. So yeah, we're going to leave these alone for now, but we're going to keep checking in here every few in-game days to see if anything new has shown up. Just like real life, can't afford surplus fuel. Thanks, Obama. Exactly. It's a little bit pricey right now. But here's why we want to upgrade this. Everything in these last 2 columns is locked right now. We cannot, with this research center, research anything that is this expensive in research points. But once we can get these very nice engines, and we can get these big wheels, which means we can do our stunt driving with the dragster. And I think, is it here? Yes. This is going to be huge. So the Convertotron 250, Drill-O-Matic Junior, Convertotron 125, and the Drill-O-Matic. Okay, so these here, these are drills and resource conversion processing units, resource processing units. So with these, we can actually drill for minerals on the surface of, say, the moon or Minmus, and refine it into rocket fuel and oxidizer. And once we can do that, we can send a big fuel depot to the surface of Minmus, where the gravity is incredibly low. Yes, we can even send it to Uranus, the shipwreck. You're fired. So we can send this to the surface of Minmus, and from there we can do the fuel production in place, and it will be a ton cheaper. It'll be an expensive mission to get it started, but then that really unlocks the outer planets. So that's what we want. That's what we want to go to. So let's start. Let's go to the rover though, because where we left off last time, we were very close to another biome, and we can get more science points from there. Especially since you're here, Shipwreck, and you are the driver. So any crashes, any rollovers, we blame it on you. It's very convenient. Yep, there it goes. Physics easing in there. So it usually tries to load ships in just a little bit above the surface so that they don't clip into the surface and then pop up. There have been some interesting bugs in past versions of Kerbal Space Program. Still are, but... So explain to me, what's the point of the game? You're trying to colonize planets. Without mods, you can't properly colonize in this game. Really, it's just to explore them all. So basically, what I want to do as an endgame sort of a thing is have a ship with everyone aboard, and already have fuel processing labs and kind of orbital fuel depots, satellites, etc., around all of the planets in the system, and just go and visit them. Visit each one, and maybe even install some mods that will let me properly fly the ship from inside the cockpit. And we'll just take a big tour of the entire system. And that's kind of my end game that I have in mind. But for now, this here, we need to drive south. So right here, this is the craters biome, or lowlands biome, rather. And I think maybe this is the crater. But these here, this big crater and this canyon in this crater, this is, I believe, called the Twin Craters. And that's another biome, so we can get a bunch more science points from there. So south, nope, I'm not in map view. I was just very zoomed out. Very zoomed out. All right, so let's go ahead and take off the brake. And yeah, once we get there, we're going to need to do some more repairs. These two parts keep breaking. But yeah, this way, I believe. Yep, that is the correct way. So we need to go down there and up and over that ridge. Should be the right way to go. Let's go ahead and get the, there we go. This, I believe, is Shipwreck's view. Nope, that's Kit's view. So we want the driver's seat. There we go. It's so slow. Well, I mean, you can drive faster, but I do not recommend it. And in fact, we are going to need to go faster because once we go down the slope, we can't really brake safely. Put a rocket on it. We have some. So once we're done with this thing, we might try to make a jump. But we've got two people aboard, and so both of you guys. Where's the jet engines? Yes, on the moon, we're gonna do jet engines. They will, they'll inhale the vacuum, and we'll put on the afterburners. It'll be perfect. There's nothing wrong with this idea. Nothing. All right, and we're going to let it roll. Here we go. Land speed record is just waiting to be broken. Well, oh boy, yeah, we're gonna spin out. So our friend King Kong, he had a Kerbal rescued, and he named him, let's see, Kungbal Spacey Kerman, and we decided that he is going to be a stunt driver. And I have designed a dragster. There we go, got control back. I have designed a dragster, but it needs some wheels that I cannot unlock in the tech tree yet. So, Tokyo Drift again. Let's see. So do they use actual details from the moon to build it in-game, or is it semi-accurate? This is based on Earth's moon, for sure. It is much smaller, but the gravity is about the same. And stylistically, it's based on that. And we were talking about how this thing handles here, because we're actually going pretty fast. We're going maybe 60 miles an hour if we're doing miles an hour, 26 meters per second. So, yeah, and we're still in the lowlands. Do you get science from style points? Asking for a friend. We should. We really should. We should at least get funding for style points, right? But the reason this thing is so difficult to handle is a combination of lack of traction and low gravity. So if we were doing this in full 1G, then we would be having a much easier time of this. However, on the actual moon, we'd also be in some really deep, very fine dust. And so that would be, we'd be packing that down and leaving tracks. Whereas here, it doesn't simulate the dust, so we simply have a slippery surface. Let's see, so what kind of fuel mileage does that thing get? It gets infinity miles per gallon of gasoline because it's electric powered. Pete Bangman, welcome. This reminds me of Moon Patrol and the Apple II. Yes, I was talking about that before too. Well, how does the music go? Bum 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 bum, like that. I really want to play that now. I should get an Apple II emulator. All right, we are going due south, and we're going uphill now, so we're slow again. Yeah, I remember that game. That game got difficult. I can't do the opening fanfare though. I had looked that up a few weeks ago on YouTube, and there are a few videos of people playing that, hilariously enough. But yeah, as I was making this, I was thinking exactly that, and that's why I looked it up. Alright, this is not too bad a slope. We were going up really steep slopes last week, and it was rough. Okay, so we need to deviate just a bit east. So this way. And clip through the rock. Good thing those don't have any collision messages, so I'm kind of, when reasonable, dodging them, but mostly not worrying about it. It's the little ones that you can actually do science on that we really have to worry about. And we have hit those and gone spinning before. That was last week, I believe. #, blame shipwreck. You need missiles. It might be interesting to try out the BD Armory mod for you, Shipwreck. I was looking into War Thunder. I might actually get it. I need to be careful about getting new games because I tend to deep dive in them, and all of my time is gone. But okay, let's slow down and spin out, of course. Looks like this moon needs some freedom. Freedom costs $1.05. Alright, yeah, we just did a spin. But I have done with my brother, not the one that's in chat, but my other one, way back, we did some sharing of save files. Oh, we were in the Twin Craters. Fantastic. Okay, we can do our science here. But yeah, we were doing just with the vanilla game, not any mods or anything. We were trying out weapons and trying to blow up each other's stuff, and it's really difficult without automatic guidance. But there is a mod called BD Armory that adds weapons to the game, and halfway decent AI for flying aircraft. All right, so we're gonna need you to get out and fix the thing again, Shipwreck, which is only fair since you broke it. Yeah, over here we can see the history of our trip. There's our landing, the perfect landing where we were on our side. There's Kit's Ridge, and there is Too Fast, Too Kerbal. Oh, actually, that reminds me. I am trying out a new mod for you guys. Where is it over here? Is it over here? Maybe it isn't. Maybe it's only in the map view. Yeah, okay, so let's try something here for you guys. I would love some feedback. I'm so majestic, says Shipwreck. Yes, indeed. Let's not use the stock UI scale, but let's see if we can scale up. So there we have, let's not do that one. Shipwreck Kerman, there we go. So that's probably really tiny for you guys, isn't it? Probably really hard to read, but let's scale up the font. What about 18-point font? Is that better for you guys? Is that a good, I'm gonna click accept, is that a good scale for you guys to read? I don't think it translates to here. No, it doesn't, unfortunately. So I might have to find something else there. Do 250. I'm not sure if I can within the game, so yeah, the most it lets me go is 20, so let's actually leave it there for now. I can make the icons bigger too. Let's 1.5 the icons. But maybe I can adjust the mod itself and change the limits. I probably can. It's just that you're on your phone. Yeah, but it is also very small type, so I'm not sure. And I'd love for everyone to be able to at least read something, but also without cluttering the whole screen with data, which can easily happen in this game. All right, so you need some repair kits. You need 2 of them, specifically. And since you broke it, you fix it. All right, repair the scanning arm. There it is. And so that we can actually send the data home, also, please repair the antenna. There we go. All right. And now let's go ahead and board. Yeah, these EVA controls are rough. I've also got a mod that might make those easier, give me a couple more options, hopefully. So there we go. Now, let's see. We can do the mystery goo. The goo seems to be less dense here. We've heard that one before. Let's transmit. And keep an eye on our electric charge. We still have, the sun is pretty much dead center in the sky. Can we leave Kit behind? You know, we can. He's not here to protest, so let's log some seismic data. The sensor has detected a minor quake on the surface. Exciting. All right, now this will get us some more science points. Again, we still need the money so that we can upgrade the Research and Development Center. Bowser, welcome. Good to see you here. And let's get some pressure data. They say insanity is doing the same thing multiple times and expecting a different result. You check the atmospheric pressure again anyway. Not enough for a jet engine, it seems. All right, so now where are we at with the science? We're at 537.2. So by the time we can upgrade this, we'll definitely have the science for the experiment we want. And once again, I really thought I put a thermometer on here, but I can't see one, and so we're gonna check. We're gonna check again, and I don't see one. Oh yeah, we've got lights. There we go. But it seems that I do not. Oh yeah, one of our headlights busted off too, so only one headlight. All right, let's take a look here, and I think every other biome really worth exploring is going to be out of reach of this rover. So let's wait and see if Kit pops in. If he pops in and he wants to do a rocket jump too, then you both can be in the rover for a rocket jump, and if he doesn't, we can leave him behind and you can do a rocket jump, Kit. Or shipwreck without Kit. So let's go back to the Space Center then, and let's plan our next mission. Let's fulfill this contract. So we'll look at the requirements again for what we need to put on our satellite, and I think we can put it on the Arcus medium launch vehicle. Let's just double check here, see if there's anything new. Nope, has not refreshed yet. All right, so we need to design and build a new satellite according to their specifications. And what are those specifications? All right, it needs an accelerometer, it needs a mystery goo, it needs a science junior. So those are the three things. All right, let's get started on that. We're going to start with the Probodobodyne Hex probe core. And we need to be able to transmit data, so we need an antenna. Doesn't need to be anything huge, but we might as well use this to boost our signals. So let's go ahead and put a decent sized antenna on the end of that. And then we need it needs to generate power as well, so we're going to put some solar panels on it. Just like that, and let's actually... There we go, just like that. Alright, that looks pretty good. There's perfect clearance there. And then let's put some batteries on it as well. Just like that. Okay, so there is the core of the satellite. We don't have our science experiments yet, and we need some fuel as well, so we can maneuver it. We just need these little tanks right here. I'm gonna put a couple of those on there, and a very efficient lightweight engine. So this is about as efficient a small engine as I have. The ISP, the specific impulse, is 320. Let's see, what else do I have? This one is more efficient, but it's also much heavier, so that counteracts its efficiency for a mission like this. Let's just put that on there. Although, these are less fuel efficient, but they're also much less heavy, so let's use these instead. Put 3 of those on there. Let's compare. So that gives us 1,878 meters per second of delta V, whereas one of these, 1852. 1878. Yeah, we get slightly more delta V with these engines as opposed to that one. And it's only because they weigh less. Alright, so that's good. Let's put our science experiments on before we forget. So we need an accelerometer. That's this guy here. I don't know why we need an accelerometer in space. There's not going to be any seismic activity to to measure, but they want one, so okay. Oh, and yeah, we need the Science Junior. That's a big guy. So that's gonna hurt a bit. Yeah, so let's do a different fuel tank then. It's too big. Do this one? Yeah, that one is good. And so, yep, just kidding, we are going to do this guy here. And just because we need to put this giant thing up there. So now we need to go back to the science. We need to put the accelerometer back on. And let's put it right up here. Just like that. And then, let's see, we need a mystery goo unit as well. It's this guy right here. And that's going to make it imbalanced unless we do 2 of them. So let's do 2 of them. We can clip them in just a little bit. There we go. That looks pretty good and doesn't feel like I'm cheating. You can do some really cheaty things by clipping some parts together, but other parts make sense to clip. So I think that does it. So we have the accelerometer, we have mystery goo, we have the Science Junior, and we have, yep, we have power and we have an antenna. Okay, so that is our satellite, and it's a big guy. But I think we can do this with the medium launch vehicle. Alright, do we not have... Okay, we don't have a fairing as part of that subassembly, so I'll make one real quick. And that looks like it's the size right there. There we go. And that is overkill. So we can actually get rid of a couple of these boosters. Let's change the body we're calculating to be Kerbal. There we go. Now we're getting accurate thrust to weight ratio. Your bacon waffles. Ooh. You should share. I'm hungry. Actually, I'm not hungry. I just had lunch. Still, now I want waffles. Okay, that looks pretty good. But this needs to be in this stage. Okay. In fact, we don't even need the boosters. Yeah, we have a 1.8 thrust to weight ratio off the pad without the boosters, which is about the same as what the Saturn V had, I think. Let's just put these on here. And we've got these floodlights, but they are being really derpy, so... there we go, that's why they were being derpy. Those ones weren't part of this. Alright. Right about there. That looks pretty good. Alright, and are we actually illuminating this thing? Yes, we are. Okay, we're illuminating the top. Alright, perfect. So that has way more fuel than we even need. But maybe that's a good thing. It isn't. We need to save some money. Alright, so let's switch that tank out for this one here. Or not even one there. I think that will be fine. Yeah, we got 2100 meters per second with the first stage, and the second stage can be smaller. There we go, and that saves us about 10,000 spaceos. Okay, I like that. Alright, so whom are we doing this for? It's not telling us in here, so let's just let's see, Profit Probe 1, because we're doing this purely for profit. Alright, and let's go ahead and launch the thing, and hopefully the trick will be maneuvering it to directly over the appropriate spot and then being in geostationary orbit. While it loads, I'm going to take a sip of my drink. Ah, there we go. I should put these on servos so that I can adjust them, or maybe have them be spotlights. That would be fun. But we've got a twilight launch, it looks like. All right, let's take a look at the map. And there is Human's Butt. Okay, Ionic Symphonic Protonic Electronics. That's the name of the agency that's hired us to do this. That's hilarious. All right, so... yeah, we are right here at the Space Center, and basically we need to come back around, and right above this spot, basically right above the Space Center, we need to be at... okay, we don't need FMRS because we're not recovering the stage. What is the height of the... okay, here we go. Apoapsis is 2.8 million meters, and so is the periapsis, and inclination within 0.5 degrees. All right. There goes ComSat 1 overhead. All right, let's give this a launch and then see if we can get it to be stationary right up there in the sky. Let's go ahead and choose a spot to watch this launch. Okay, we don't have the flyby on. That's good. And let's watch it from pretty close. Let's watch it from right there. There we go. All right, we got throttle up, stability assist on, and let's turn on our flight recorder as well. We want altitude, we want acceleration, and we want dynamic pressure. All right, we are ready to launch. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, wait. Hold. Check your staging. Look at this. We almost had a disaster. I barely avoided a derp. Okay. Let's put the fairing right there. Okay, there we go. That's better. All right. Resume count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. And that thing moves. Dang. Yeah, this thing really moves. Maybe a little too much. There we go. All right, our vehicle is supersonic. We have maximum aerodynamic pressure, which was very high. We are moving. All right. Yeah, I'm glad we got rid of the boosters. All right, we have main engine cutoff, stage separation, and second engine start. Get rid of that. And fairing separation. Oh, I left it in confetti mode. I usually like to put that in clamshell. All right, let's go ahead and cut the engine. So we have a very high apoapsis already. So basically what we want to do is get to that apoapsis, and we will end up with a periapsis right about over here, and we'll need to shift the orbit so that we have an apoapsis right above human's butt that we can then adjust into a geosynchronous orbit. And yeah, here is the target orbit right here. All right, so let's go ahead and warp to apoapsis. I'm watching the electric charge here. We're going to want to deploy our solar panels here in a second. Let's go ahead and do that now so that we don't forget later. And yeah, it looks like we have met all of the requirements for what is on board the probe, which is excellent. Do we get anything from this study? We do. All right. Materials study while in space high over Kerbal. Let's go ahead and transmit that. We only get to do that once, but that is fine. Not enough electric charge. Boo. That's all right. We're doing this for the profit, not for the science. Pure profit motive today. All right, let's warp just a little bit farther. And let's make orbit. So we've reignited our engine. And that there is a stable orbit. We'll expand it just a little bit more. And here's the real trick. So by the time I get down here, I could totally burn and get our apoapsis up above here, but by the time we're there, this will have moved. So really we need to get a bigger orbit so that our adjustments can be smaller. So let's go ahead and warp here, and let's look here also. Our Moho transfer window, that's coming up, but we already launched. Let's make sure that that is still there. I'm just a little bit paranoid. Moho. Don't see it from here, but that doesn't mean it isn't there. I'll look again later. But yeah. So yeah, our Moho transfer window is coming up. I can close that alarm. There we go. So Dres transfer window, that's in 25 days. So at 15 days to that or later, we can do our next launch. So we've got some time to play with this. And let's go ahead and warp to our apoapsis. And yeah, it has moved to over there. So let's go ahead and circularize a little bit more. And let's warp again. And we're going to be very careful about this. With some very careful math, I'm sure I could do this with a direct ascent. But I am not nearly that clever. All right, we are reorienting towards prograde. And a perfect geostationary orbit will have an orbital period that is the same as the length of a Kerbal day. So that would be 6 hours, pretty much. In fact, I think if we go into the Wiki, there's orbital period. Yeah, sidereal day length. That's what we're looking at. So it is 5 hours, 59 minutes, and 9.4 seconds. If you have an orbit, a perfectly circular orbit, that is that period, then you have a perfect geostationary orbit, and you will stay fixed over one point on the planet. So the point we're looking for is now, actually this is really good, we're on the opposite side, so let's go ahead and burn. Right here. So Bowser, if you are here listening, are you putting anything on the waffles? And if so, what are you putting on the waffles? Alright, and I need to do something tricky here. I think radial out. Yeah, radial out. That's what I need to do. That will pivot the orbit around the point where we are burning right now. And radial out will pivot it this way, counterclockwise, and radial in will pivot it clockwise. There we go. And now if we point prograde again, slowly waiting for it to rotate. We've got decent reaction wheels on this, but it's still a little bit slow. There we go. 2.877 million meters is what we're looking for. And yeah, it's crossing because we also need to change our inclination just slightly. There we go. So let's go to the descending node then, and let's change our inclination. Okay, so now it's a descending node, so we need to burn normal. Yeah, this is the balance here. These are easier to read, but they're more likely to overlap as well. So, yeah, feedback on the legibility of the labels is greatly appreciated. All right, we're at 2 degrees to our target. About there. It's not giving me decimals, which is kind of annoying. Okay. That is pretty much right in line. So where is our target point? We're just about right opposite of it, which is perfect. Okay, so let's go to right about here. And yeah, we have lots of fuel to play with. All right, and we're going to point prograde again. And a little bit radial in, I believe. Come on, stop. You can do it. I can just feel the effort of trying to move this thing. There we go. I think we just did it. The other orbit disappeared, so I think... although we're on the opposite end, so actually, no, we haven't done it. Let's see. Now what to do? So yeah, I'm challenging myself here. This is okay. So we have a geostation orbit. We're on the opposite end of where we need to be, though. So what we need to do. Let's so if the length of a day is 6 hours, so if we add or subtract 1 hour from our orbital period, then this can shift around under us. So, and we need this to be our this needs to be exactly where we keep our apoapsis. So let's go ahead and let's add an hour to our orbital period. So we want a 6 hour and 55 minute orbital period, basically. I think this will work. Remember, I did that perfect mission to set up a geostationary communications network. And now, winging this and struggling with it. Okay. All right, that I think should do it. So now if we warp back around 3 times, I believe. That's my theory on this. We have a resonant orbit, essentially. All right, that looks pretty good. It's gone 1/3 of the way around. Let's do it again. when it did an entire day in between. This is also a productive way to burn time on the clock as well, so it's also that as well. All right, I believe one more time around should do it. And then we slow down so that our apoapsis comes back down to match this orbit. All right. Yep, success. We are above the point. It is counting it. So now we just need to bring our apoapsis back down so that our orbital period matches the rotation of Kerbin. And then we will stay there, more or less. All right, here we go. And as soon as that purple orbit disappears, then it is counting us as close enough. There we go. And maintain stability for 10 seconds. There it is. All right. Oh, yeah, we got some science from one of our surface science stations. And we have positioned a satellite into a geostationary network around Kerbin. We have successfully increased the coverage of our geostationary satellite network above Kerbin. And we got 170,000 spaceos, 12 science, and 26 reputation points. Let's see if we can get any decent science out of this thing too. Like, let's aim the camera here. Can the accelerometer even do anything in space? The one that they insisted that we bring with us. There it is. Yeah. Seismic scan can't be done right now. Nobody told the agency that hired us to put one in space. Let's observe the mystery goo. I think we might have already done this. No, we haven't. Awesome. The goo feels right at home here. Let's send that home. There we go. All right, I think that will do it. So what does our funding look like right now? We have 850,000 spaceos. So basically this has funded one launch of the Callisto heavy launch vehicle. That's how expensive that is. So let's go back to the Space Center. And let's take another look at the contracts. See if anything new has come our way. Hear the birds. There it is. Sun is just going down over the mountains. Look at that view. I can't hide the UI from this view. Oh well. Yeah, we just got to see the shadow of the mountain go across the Space Center. That was pretty cool. Oh no! Someone's stuck in orbit around the sun? Oh, that is a lot of money, but that's going to be expensive to pull off too. Wow, okay. Rescue Howling Kerman, who is stranded in low the sun orbit. Oh, that's great. Oh, it wants us to change the orbit of the nearby fuel tank. It's not offering us really anything for it, so I'm not going to do it. Do a complex scan with the rover arm of olivine formation. That's on Minimus, I think. Yes, okay. We want to do that anyway, so I'm going to accept that. We get a small advance, decent amount for completion, and when we do it, we're going to get plenty of science, and we were going to do that anyway, so let's do that. Let's not do that. Observational surveys of the moon. Okay. Crew report in spaceflight. Yeah, getting there is going to be a little bit expensive right now. We're trying to save up our money. We can afford to refuel, but we're trying to avoid doing it right now. I mean, that would basically pay for the refueling flight, but that's about it. if we don't recover the booster, then we break even. If we do, we make a decent amount of money, but no, we're not going to do that right now. But here's another one of these for Kerbodyne. Position satellite into geostationary network around Kerbin. So we can do another one of these. This is almost the same thing. We can get some decent science out of it too. So again, it's got the Science Junior, but this time it has a thermometer and a magnetometer. So Kerbodyne is way smarter about about the science that they do in space. Let's go ahead and accept this one, and let's repeat that mission again. But yeah, we're going to advance time a bit. And we're also going to check again to see if any more contracts have come in. Let's see, gather surface deployed seismic sensor science from the surface of Minmus. That is a mouthful. Gather surface deployed seismic sensor science from the surface of Minmus. That's oh, that's something. All right, 3 more days and we can do a launch. There we go. Yeah, we're 15 days away from the Dres transfer window. Build a new orbital station around Kerbin. And it's offering us a bit for it. Let's see. A facility that supports at least 7 Kerbals. Mobile processing lab. Monopropellant. Here's something. I wanted to add some science capabilities to Arcadia Station anyway, so if I fulfill this contract and then move that station and put it at docket with Arcadia Station, then it becomes part of Arcadia Station, that would work. Let's see. Simply in orbit. Okay, so I can even have it Rendezvous with Arcadia Station, but not dock yet until the contract is fulfilled. Yeah, let's accept that. That might be next week. Ferry a VIP safely to her destinations. Baylorf's travel itinerary. Fly by the moon and orbit around the moon. But that does not offer a lot of money, so sorry, I charge a whole lot more for such a tourist mission. Sorry, Baylorf. You are out of luck this time. Come back with a better offer. All right, let's go back into the vehicle assembly building, and let's pull up the mission that we just flew and modify it a little bit, and send another one up. And this is going to be Prophet Probe 2. Actually, let's just call it Prophet Probe, and then we can adjust it as needed and then rename it on the pad. Otherwise, I'm going to end up with a ton of this in my list of saved ships, and I really don't need that. But yeah, as we could see, this thing is more than equal to the task. In fact, we could probably make it cheaper, but I'm not going to worry about it because we know this works. So let's remove that, and remember that we need to fix our staging because it was wrong. And one thing that we do want to do is put more batteries on here because we did not have enough battery power to send a full experiment back. Not the big one anyway. So actually let's put one of these on there and replace these with these bigger batteries here. These are 4 times the capacity. There we go. Now we have a lot of science capability, and we need it was a magnetometer boom and a thermometer. That's what it was. So here's the thermometer. Let's put it right here on the outside. There's that. Oh yeah, I added a camera mod to this thing. Oh yeah, and we have the infrared telescope that we can add. Interesting. Yeah, so utility. Yeah. There are a bunch of cameras now. But there's only one that I actually want to use. It's these these outside of the these hull cameras. And maybe we'll put one on this launch. That will be interesting. Okay, so oh, we didn't put a flag on this mission last time. Yeah, everyone needs to know whose mission this is. There we go. That's better. That is an important oversight. All right, let's do the magnetometer boom as well. That is this guy right here. And I don't think we need the mystery goo. Let's double check. I think that was it right up at the top. Oh, this is it. Okay. Science Junior, that's this right here. We need the thermometer, we've got that. Magnetometer boom, we don't need these. Good. Alright, let's just put it right here. Let's remove this one. There we go, it'll be a little bit like the Juno mission. And we do have a little bit of torque, so let's adjust this here. There we go. Now our ship is balanced. Alright, I like it. Let's put this back on. Adjust these, they were a little bit high. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, and our staging. So we have the engine, we have the launch clamps, we have the what is this? The decoupler. And then that engine, then we want the fairing, that decoupler, and then that engine, which we didn't even need on the other ones, so we probably won't need it here either. Alright, and save. And let's go ahead and launch this guy. And make more profit. I don't know if you can tell, but I am eager to unlock the next tier of the tech tree. Alright, game. There we go, it's loading. Alright. Was worried there for a minute. Alright, there is our rocket right there. Oh, hold on. We haven't done anything, so revert is fine. We want the camera on the outside. That's what we want. Interesting. Okay. Launchpad camera. Ooh, okay, there's new stuff since the last time I used this mod. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to do some experimentation. But let's put a camera down here. Right here, actually. And let's also put a camera in here. There we go. I think this will work. Let's see if we can get these camera views. I'm trying this out for the first time in a long time live on stream, so what could go wrong, right? Gotta stretch out my back here, which has been killing me lately. All right, I think if I remember the controls, yes. Okay, that is the view from inside the fairing, and that is the view outside of the rocket. Okay, all right. This is cool. I like this. All right, let's also turn on our flight recorder. Altitude, acceleration, dynamic pressure. All right, and we are throttled up and stability assist is on. All right, here we go. Let's double check our staging. It looks like it's the same as we left it. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and launch. And the vehicle is pitching downrange. Oh, that is cool. Oh, we've lost control. It's too aggressive. Can we regain? No. Uh-oh. All right. We have lost control of this rocket. Hey, Shipwreck, you want to do the honors of adding a derp to the derp counter? I was a little too aggressive, and this rocket is lost. So we have to wait 10 more days, and we can launch it again. Meanwhile, we're going to get a boom. Yeah, this thing is a little bit overpowered, and so too aggressive an angle of attack, and we... There we go, here's the view. Whoa! Yeah, too aggressive an angle of attack, and we lose control. All right. Back to the Space Center. Brutal. So that was definitely pilot error. Let's see. I'm not sure. Shipwreck is still here, so I'm going to go ahead and... There we go. That's derp number 12 since adding the derp counter. Oh, we've got some debris. Let's recover it. There we go. At least there was no one aboard, so that's good. All right, we need to move the clock forward 10 days, and we'll check the mission board as well, see if there are any more contracts that are worth taking. So we almost have 1 million Spaceos. New orbital station around Gilly? I don't think so. No. New orbital station around the moon? 5 Kerbals. No, we're not going to do it. This means we're going to overshoot by a little bit the Dres transfer window, but that is okay. Alright, I think we're going to do that. We're going to do a few fewer days since we've already built this rocket and it's very small, so I think we'll be fine on that. So let's open up our rocket and take it out to the pad. The camera view was cool, though. I was very happy about that. Alright, and launch. Take another sip of my drink while we wait for this to load in. Alright, here we go. It looks like this is another one that is very close by, so not that it particularly matters. Wherever it is, we can get something there. Alright. There we go. Let's get the flight recorder out again. And I think I'm not going to go full throttle either, because this thing is absurdly powerful for this payload. Altitude, acceleration, dynamic pressure. All right, let's throttle to about 2/3. Yeah. And stability assist is on. All right, we are ready for launch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. And our vehicle is pitching downrange. Much more gently this time. Being careful about that angle of attack. There we go. And now let's throttle up. Our vehicle is supersonic. Oh, I'm so glad I decided to install this. I was hesitating, but yeah. We have maximum aerodynamic pressure. Very high aerodynamic pressure, in fact. What did we lose? Okay, our main engine has cut off. Stage separation. And second engine start. Booster cam exploded. Our booster cam overheated. That's hilarious. Alright, we don't need this anymore. Okay, it was the one that was in here. Dang it. So we can't watch the fairing separation, unfortunately. Switching to camera. Yeah. That camera doesn't exist. So I would like to get control back. But I can't. Alright. And look at that. Okay, well. That's the 13th derp. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting distracted by my fancy cameras here. I think we're gonna be okay, but that was too funny. Okay, we need to slow down. We need to slow way down. We need to not get captured by the moon. There we go. Okay, we're already in the right inclination though, so that is good. Okay, I think we're gonna be all right. All right, I'm very amused by all of that. All right, let's warp up here. And point prograde. Yeah, and I cannot get my camera control back, which is too bad. All right, but we can deploy that fairing. There we go. And let's go ahead and extend the solar panels. Which is going to be interesting if I cannot rotate my camera. I can do this. I don't want to do that. There we go. I can rotate the whole satellite. Let's extend the magnetometer boom as well. And the other solar panel. There we go. Alright, can we get anything from a magnetometer experiment from up here, or have we already done that? We might have already done that. Yeah, we've already done that, so we're not going to worry about that. We just have it on board because they asked us to. Alright, let's warp all the way to our apoapsis and get our orbit. So where are we relative to our target? That's the question. We're actually pretty close. So if we, let's take a look. Okay, yeah, we are not above the site yet, but if we do like we did last time, and have an orbital period that is 1 hour longer than what our target is, then we should be able to let the target catch up underneath us. Alright, just like that. So let's now warp back around 1 day. And then we will lower our apoapsis so that we have our geostationary orbit again. Okay, yep, hold stationary orbit directly above Jean's pebble. So we're right above Jean's pebble. Now we just need to match orbit, and we are ready to go with more money. And nobody has to know that this is the second attempt at this contract. Just don't tell anybody. There we go. And in 10 seconds, we will get credit for this contract. All right. Let's close this contract window, and contract complete. Completion rewards 170,000 Spaceos, 12 Science, and 26 Reputation. Oh, beautiful. Yep, we now have more than 1 million Spaceos. We have 1.1. We need another 500,000 before we can upgrade our research and technology building, and we don't want to also run out of money to launch rockets after that. So we still want some margin after that. So let's go back again. Let's double check that there's nothing that we can get from the science experiments. I don't think there is. I think we've done all of this science already. We've already done this, I know. Oh, but we couldn't transmit it, so yeah, we're going to transmit it this time. And there we go. Alright, I'm glad I checked that. And log temperature. Yep, we've already logged the temperature up here. It's cold. Alright, back to the Space Center, and let's check the mission board again. Although the next thing that we need to do is our big launch towards Dres. And we're going to do the same launch that we did towards Moho. Although it will be, it'll have a lot more margin towards Dres, because Dres is easier to get to and also has lower gravity, so the landing is much more likely to be successful. Plant a flag on Minmus. We can do that for for a total of 200,000 Spaceos. Absolutely, we're going to do that. Attach a new part to a satellite and orbit around Kerbal. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. All right, let's go ahead and oh no. Recover Buildin and Buildin's Hulk from orbit of the sun. I'm sorry, guys. You guys in the orbit around the sun who are stuck, you're gonna be stuck. You're dying there. I'm not going to save you. All right, we're gonna accept that as well. So basically, we have unlimited contracts that we can accept, and we're going to just accept anything that is reasonably within our reach. And we're going to hit these contracts hard because we need money. We need it very badly. But yeah, we now have 1.2 million Spaceos. A lot of that is going to go into this next mission, though. So let's take... let's go ahead and warp 6 more days, since some more time has passed, right to our Dres transfer window. And we'll check the mission board again as well. All right, we're going to delete that alarm. Yeah, and we are 86 days now from our next encounter with Moho, the mission that we launched last week. Rescue Tilford from the surface of Minmus. Yeah, I think we can do that. We're taking that. All right, back to the VAB, and we're going to load up the same mission that we launched to Moho, and we're going to launch it and rename it. Oh, we didn't rename the other one to Prophet Probe 2. Whoops. We can do that later. All right. And where is it? Here we go. Moho Research Expedition. And we're going to name it... Let's see, Dres... Exploration and Research Probe. Derp. That's the second thing we've named Derp. All right, let's save it and double check the staging. Should be good, because nothing has changed on this. Yep, that is good. And these are locked. All right, fantastic. We are ready to go. All right, just stretching here while I wait for the pad to load. Seriously, I think the big difference is having to reach down to the floor now for my kids, since we've lowered their cribs a few months ago, and they're all over the place. So much more bending and stretching now. All right, and now this one. All right, just, whoops, stretching. I pushed M in the wrong screen and unmuted my my monitor, the stream monitor, not my computer monitor. All right, let's take a look. So when we were going into Moho, yeah, those are our other ones. When we were going inwards to Moho, I'm concerned that I don't see the one that we launched last week. I might have to do some investigation and potentially some hacking it together. We wanted to lower our orbit around the sun, so we launched at noon, so that while we raised our orbit around Kerbal, we'd be going this way, which would slow us down and lower our orbit around the sun. This time, we want to launch at midnight, because that way we are utilizing the speed of Kerbal and not fighting against it, so we'll be burning this way, which will not only increase our orbit and get us an escape from Kerbal, but will raise our orbit around the sun and get us to Dres. That is the plan anyway. So we want to launch basically at a little bit before midnight. So there we are. Let's time warp. There we are, facing the sun at the terminator. And here we are, facing away from the sun and ready to launch. Oh, and we don't have lights. I haven't put the spotlights on these. That's all right. Okay, let's choose a... okay, we do want FMRS armed, because we are going to attempt to recover the booster. The The success rate lately has not been great. Hopefully after some tech upgrades, we'll have a more reliable and more efficient booster. So let's open up camera tools, set target, and we want to set our position. Let's watch from over there. There we go. And yep, we've got our zoom. All right, that should be good. That's a little bit too zoomed in. All right, that is better. Now we can see the whole rocket all at once. Okay. Looks like we do have something illuminating us, which is good. All right, our throttle is up, stability assist is on. We want our flight recorder up, altitude, acceleration, and dynamic pressure. And all right, I think we are go for launch. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. And the vehicle is pitching downrange. Our goal is to be at a pitch of 60 degrees by the time we are at Mach 1. And our vehicle is supersonic. We're right at that pitch of 60 degrees. All right, now we're going to point prograde. And we have maximum aerodynamic pressure. Just enjoying the view here. We are getting a little toasty, which is fine. And we're coming up on main engine cutoff. I'm going to go ahead and close that. We have main engine cutoff. We have booster separation. We don't. We have fairing separation and booster separation. There we go. That's right. This one does it in that order, which is fine. I'll let these things drift away just a little bit so that they don't get too toasty. I've burned up that probe core too many times. All right, and we have second engine start. We're going to point right at the horizon here. Yeah, I'm worried that this might have actually done something to the Moho mission. If it has, then... Although we do have the Moho encounter still saved as an alarm, so maybe not. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's fine. I'll check on it later. I've already learned my lesson about multitasking while I'm doing these things and getting distracted. That's how we almost had our last satellite escape rather than get into a geostationary orbit. Not what we want. All right, we can go ahead and deploy this fairing. And before we forget, because I almost did last time, solar panels. Otherwise, we will have this thing just dead in space. Let's go ahead and speed up the game a little bit, and let's get our orbit set up. Or our escape, rather. We're doing direct ascent, so we're not going to park in orbit. All right, main engine, or second engine cutoff, and stage separation, and third engine start. All right, we have an orbit. Let's go ahead and point prograde. One of these times I should try to plan it so that we can get a gravity assist from the moon. I don't generally try that, but I should try that. All right, we have our escape, and that is in 13 days. Let's go ahead and keep burning, get closer to it. That will do. All right, so that's in 2 days. Let's go ahead and go to our let's go to our booster and see if we can land it at night. This is the hard part. It is not essential, but if we can do it successfully, then we save 100,000 spaceos, which is plenty. Unlock these fuel tanks. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then there's one right here in the middle. Go right up the bottom of this thing. There we go. Start those engines. And let's choose our landing spot. Looks like we already have a pretty good one. There we go, and we have 1.4 kilometers per second of delta V. All right, just making sure that we can hit that spot. That looks pretty good to me. Let's see if I can zoom in here and see better. Okay, yep, that is on land. So now we just need to keep pointing retrograde. Elric, welcome. It's really hard to see in the dark side of the planet. Yes, yes it is. That's a little bit better view. There we go. It really is. That is truth. I thought about raising the ambient lighting, but it looks really gross. So you can see better, but it's not particularly worth seeing in my opinion, but maybe. I did increase the size of this font here to make it more legible for those of you watching the stream. It's perfectly legible for me on my 27-inch monitor, but especially watching on mobile, the text is really tiny. All right, let's go ahead and warp. Deer Sage Kerbal. Okay, yeah. Naming one after our friend Deer Sage. I like it. I will name one Deer Sage between streams for sure. What gender and profession should that Kerbal be? All right, here we go, and we're going to do our entry burn. Slow down a bit. There we go. Oh, that's right. Okay, I forgot that that was the case. So, we'll do a female Kerbal, and what profession? Female engineer, perfect. Yeah, we will do it. All right, gear. This is going to be real rough. Just saying. I have low confidence in this particular landing. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, yep, we're falling over. We lost 2 engines and some fuel tanks. Yep. Definitely need some technological upgrades to make a more reliable one. Yeah, we're on a little bit of a hill, so it was coming down pretty nice, and then it started wobbling just a bit there at the end. So for how derpy this thing is, I'm honestly surprised at how well it's done and that we've had any successful landings at all. But still, this is better than simply disposing of the booster stage every time. So let's go ahead. It's still pretty dark out. Let's recover the vessel. I probably shouldn't have done it that way. Okay, but I think it will just take me to the next thing. I think that is okay. All right, we're gonna see if Flight Manager for recoverable stages does the trick for me. Fingers are crossed. Otherwise, I might need to hack together the mission a little bit, because the launch went perfectly. It was only the landing of the booster stage that we were not able to pull off perfectly. Okay, perfect. We are good to go. All right. And how much did we get for recovering that? All right, we got 73,000 spaceos. So yeah, that is pretty good. We'd have gotten about 100,000 or 110 maybe if we hadn't lost those 2 engines, but I will definitely take that. In fact, let's see, the engines. Mainsail, okay, it's not breaking it down by price, it's just telling me what we have recovered. All right, let's go ahead and delete that notification. And we need to plan the rest of this mission. We are headed out towards Drez. Okay. Yeah, I don't see the Moho reconnaissance expedition, so I think that this mod may have deleted it. Alright, and yep. Gonna be reset, close, let's just say no. Yeah, I need to be careful with that one. I need to be really careful with that one. So let's go ahead and time warp to our Kerbal escape. Watch Kerbal recede in the distance. That's always fun. Alright, and now we are in space high above the sun. Let's zoom out. So here's our periapsis. Let's see, let's choose Drez is where we're going. Let's set that as our target. And we have an inclination of 5 degrees, but we are basically at the descending node, so we can correct for that right now by burning normal. So let's reorient the craft 90 degrees from our plane of inclination. And I think I went the wrong way. That's anti-normal, so I'm going to need to go all the way around. But yeah, we have our rescue ship already deployed for rescue missions. And it's basically holding right now to give a chance for exactly that. Renaming some Kerbals, so I will name one of those. Maybe we'll do it, yeah, I think we might We might even have time now. I would just need to reload the save. Alright, come on. I'm gonna start the engine a little bit to give us a little bit of help from the gimbals. Alright, and full thrust. There we go, and I'm going to speed the game up a little bit. Two degrees. 1 degree. That is as close as we're going to be able to get it from here. So to further fix the inclination, we would need to wait until we're at about that point. So now the trick is, so Dres, that's Joule. So here's Dres. We need to plan our maneuver. So if I put one right here in 26 days, let's put it closer. Because MechJeb told us that we were pretty close to where we could actually do this maneuver. Okay, add maneuver in 15 minutes here. And if we just burn prograde, how close can we get to Dres? It looks like it might be far enough out that even that 0.4 degree inclination is enough to cause us some issues. If I add radial element to the orbit, no. So let's go ahead and clear that out. There we go. And let's see if adding any normal or anti-normal helps. It looks like it might. Okay, yeah, there we go. There is our approach right there. Need to tighten this up. Let's put the camera over here so we can see it better. There we go. Although now I can barely see my my handles for the maneuver node. Okay, that was an encounter. There we go. That is an encounter. So if we do this maneuver right here, which is 1.2 kilometers per second, which we definitely have enough fuel for, we can get our encounter. I like it, and that is in 14 minutes. So we can actually do that right now. The precision from this far away is basically it's non-existent. All right, so let's just point. It is slightly normal of prograde. All right, we're going to point right at it, and let's do this burn right now. And for the first little bit, I'm going to go ahead and speed up the game so that we don't have to wait the entire minute of the burn in real time. All right, now I'm going to slow it down to real time so that I can actually adjust. There we go. Whoa. Watch out. There we go. Yeah, it's been a while since I've hung out anywhere where Deer Sage was there as well. Hope she is doing well. My twins, my son and daughter, are turning 1 year old tomorrow. Alright, let's do low thrust for the last 100 meters per second, so we can do this very precisely. Hopefully in a couple years I can teach them to fly spaceships. By then, hopefully Kerbal Space Program 2 will be out. Been a year already. Yeah, I can hardly believe it. I got a haircut this past week. It was one of those issues where it's like when you wake up before your alarm by about 10 minutes, and so you turn off your alarm, and then you blink, and it's been a couple hours, and you're late. It was like, oh wow, it's been like 3 months since I got a haircut. I should probably schedule one. Then I look at the calendar and oh, it's been 6 months now. But yeah, time has flown. All right, just the tiniest bit of thrust. All right, that is as precise as I'm going to get this, and it looks like I have an encounter. Fantastic. Okay, so, and I zoom in on it. Flickering a bit, which, you know, I don't like, but that's fine. Alright, here at this descending node, that's in almost 2 years in-game. Let's add a maneuver node there so that I can make an alarm, and we're going to do a correction burn right there, and make sure we get a really good encounter with Drez. Alright, create alarm. Caps lock. Drez burn. And I don't need any lead time on that. Let's just add the alarm. Oh, I did it wrong. Alright. It needs to be maneuver. There we go. Yep. That's better. All right, and then this can be 0 and add alarm. Okay, that's better. So our next thing is our Moho encounter, then our Elu transfer window. Elu is the farthest out planet, and then we've got our next Jewel transfer window, Duna, Eve, and then we can actually have Valentina finally do her maneuver. To see if she can come home. They have been stranded there out in space for like 2 years now. And then our Drez correction burn and our Jewel encounter, although we'll end up having some other things here, because after every one of these, I've been adding a new... Yeah, I've been adding a new alarm. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to... let's actually close this save for now. And I'm going to edit the save real quick and add Deer Sage as a Kerbal. Actually, let's go to the Space Center and choose one. Make sure we have the right one here. And I'm opening the right folder on my other monitor while this loads. Kerbal Space Program and saves. All right, so if we go to tracking station, and let's zoom in here on Kerbin, because we have a couple more that are in low orbit, and I think Anemone is going to be the best candidate here. Yeah, let's rename Anemone Kerman. So I'm going to need to close this save, quit to main menu. And I'm going to wait for it to finish saving the file here, and then Yeah, the more things I have up in space, the longer the loading screens are. So might do some space junk cleanup in the not too distant future. All right, and then find anemone. There it is. Okay, so replace anemone with deer sage. And save. All right, that should do it. Now go back to a stock final approach. My very creatively named game file. And yeah, the rescue ship has basically everybody aboard who is in who has been rescued, except for Shipwreck and Pro Kit Man, who are on the surface of the moon, driving a moon buggy recklessly. And Kefri Bezos is the last to be rescued, redeemed by Twiglet. So let's go find the rescue craft. I'm going to take another sip of my drink and hydrate here while this loads. Here we go. Made a nice satisfying sound into the mic there. All right, so now if we look, there it is, Deer Sage's capsule orbiting Kerbin, right there. So we're going to rescue that, and so we need Rescue 3, again, very creatively named. Very much due for an upgrade once we can unlock new technology, which is why we are grinding these fundings, these spaceos, so that we can upgrade the research and technology building and unlock the next tier of science. And here we go. So we have, you're aboard, Elric. Oh, I didn't check if Dear Sage was an engineer. If not an engineer, I will change it later. I'll fix it. So yeah, Elric, the engineer, is aboard. Bowsy, the pilot, is our co-pilot. Munchie, the engineer. We have a lot of engineers. Kefri Bezos Kerman, engineer. And Raider Kerman is our pilot. So let's go back to target selection and ships. Dear Sage's capsule is our target. So here we are right in the correct relative inclination already. And there it is right there. So we need to let Dear Sage catch up. So here is our intersect right here, and here's our target position. So we need to get here and then increase our orbit so that it takes longer to get around so that Dear Sage can catch up. And then we'll slow down to match orbits. And this will be a fine way to end the stream. There we go. We are pointing progrades. Let's just time warp a little bit. Get to where we're going to meet our target. All right, that is pretty close. We're 1 minute away from where we will meet them. There we go. All right, so now let's just burn prograde. And then watch as this, it'll probably make a second one. Nope, it'll be this one. Comes closer. All right, that will give us a separation of about 3.8 kilometers, which is pretty good. How's our monopropellant looking? Yeah, I don't want to use up monopropellant needlessly. All right, so let's go ahead. That will be in 35 minutes. So let's warp to about here. That'll give us a little bit of lead time, just a few minutes. All right, we are descending down from above Deer Sage. So let's point retrograde so that we can slow down. And we're 22 kilometers away, so let's, there it is right there. Deer Sage's capsule. And when we get about maybe 12 kilometers away or so, we will do a little bit of a correction burn so that we get a closer approach. And it looks like we might even do this during the day. Look at that. The sun is up. We are across the Terminator. All right, so let's point relative to our target. And burning now. Yep, that is reducing the distance at separation. And it is also making it a so that we are approaching more slowly. Oop. And that is fine. Or is it? Yeah, that is fine. Yeah, we actually blew a little bit past it. If I come over here, I can fix it just a little bit. And that's the one. Okay, 1.5, 1 kilometer. All right, that is about 100 meters apart. That's very close. So let's go ahead and time warp to that approach right there. How far away is that? That's 2 minutes and 40 seconds away. All right, don't worry, dear Sage. Your rescue has arrived, and we have brought snacks. Yep, we're going to be 97.2 meters away at our closest approach, which is really good. Point retrograde, there we go. And let's slow down. Blind you guys with the sun. Let's look over this way. There's a better view this way. All right, we have a relative velocity of 5 meters per second. Let's go ahead and slow to a stop, and she can EVA to get to the rescue ship. There we go. We are at a relative stop. Now, let's go ahead and point the belly of the ship where the crew hatch is, this way. There we go. And here we are, Dear Sage Kerman. Engineer. Okay, good. It was already engineer. That is perfect. Just meant to be. Look at that stylish hair. All right. Let's go ahead and... this is not a part that I can reclassify as junk from here. I'm going to have to go and clean that up. I mention that every time, and it never happens. But yeah, let's go ahead and go on EVA. There she is. Spinning in space. Turn on the jetpack. And let's set this as target. And here we go. Supreme Doom, welcome. Saying hello, Dan. You are just in time for us to rescue Dear Sage. Our friend Dear Sage, Elric the Troll King, has done this as a redeem of Rescue My Kerbal. And so she is going to be the newest engineer added to our crew. And that's where we're going to leave it when we're done with this. It's been a very lucrative stream, though. We have 1.18 million Spaceos. Only 500,000 more to go before we can upgrade the research and technology building, which is what we need to make any meaningful advances. Save his daughter, please! Yeah, I feel bad. I'd actually forgotten that that was the case. I knew that that was a mutual connection, but had forgotten exactly the relation. It's been too long since hanging out with that group. From the Still Alive SMP. Been hanging out with you Firstcraft hooligans. Alright, let's come to a stop and get the traditional selfie. There we go. That's pretty good. Let's see. Alright, I like that. There we go. There's the selfie, and I'll be sure to put that on Twitter, and you can share. I'm sure she will be very pleased, Elric. But yeah, not safe yet. Let's board the ship, join the crew. We are hooligans, but good kind of hooligan. Yeah, most of them. Most of them. There are a few questionable elements, I'd say. All right, and there we go. So we have Elric the Troll King Kerman, an engineer, Bowsy Kerman, co-pilot, Munchie Kerman, engineer, Kefri Bezos Kerman, engineer, and Deer Sage Kerman, engineer, and Raider Kerman, our pilot. That's a fine crew, if I do say so myself. That's a little sus, yeah, a little bit. Rarely do we end up in prison. That's only because, Supreme Doom, we don't yet have a prison, but that will soon change. And this is perfect. We're ending pretty much on the dot, 2 hours after starting. I'm going to go ahead and redeem that reward. Yeah, we have rescued Deer Sage Kerman. We'll get credit for the contract when she's safe on the surface. So once we get back to the station, we'll send one of the DERP modules, the Deployable Emergency Return Pods. Yeah, I missed it all. Yeah, that's okay. Don't worry about it, Supreme Doom. In the future, I might extend the time that I stream these a little bit. We'll see how things work out after this school year ends. We'll see. But let's see if there's anyone that we know online, and it looks real quiet. I wonder if the start of Hermitcraft has slowed things down. Channels we think you'd like. Sly Slime. You don't say. I follow Sly Slime. He's not live, though. Yeah, I think I'm not going to worry about a raid today. It's been rough trying to find acceptable raid targets playing Kerbal Space Program. So I think we're going to just leave it there. My son was visiting, and now I'm making supper. Wow. Just tell him where your priorities should be. Thank you for dropping in, though, Supreme Doom. It's good to see you. Thank you for the redeem of Rescue My Kerbal, Elric. And Shipwreck was trolling me earlier. we had Bowser drop in, and we had Twiglet and Pete Venkman 84 as well. So yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. And yeah, we're gonna leave it there. On Monday, I'll be back for should be some more First Craft, and on Wednesday, I think I might actually be able to manage the 100 Coffees challenge in Risk of Rain 2. I'm gonna try it again. I had a really good practice run with a different survivor, so fingers are crossed. I really want to try that again. All right, thanks everyone. And Ship was here and I missed him again. Yeah, if you don't see him here, when do you get to see him? Right. Anyway, I'm gonna cut it out right there. Thank you everyone for joining, and I will catch you next time. Later.